Trump got fucking mogged by Xi Jinping. Holy shit, dude. I wanted to bring this up right away. This shit is so funny, man. So Trump has this famous thing where he'll pull the person who he's shaking hands with to make them look bad. Xi Jinping stood firm like a fucking wall. Oh, dude, the struggle! Should do an Omegle stream? Never. I'm okay. God, Trump is so pissed off here too. And then on top of that, Trump fucking spelled Xi Jinping wrong. President Z? President Z? Oh, dude, Trump is getting mogged the entire fucking time he's in China. Holy shit.
Heritage Foundation senior fellow Michael Pillsbury. Michael, you can always read between the lines better than anybody else. You know the Chinese, I would argue, better than anybody else. What's your takeaway from what we saw? Maybe you see something else.
Well, I see two things. One is I see the superficial appearance of...
Trump also drank alcohol when he was in China as a sign of respect. Trump is oddly orange. He's dying, man. He's gonna die soon. The fact that Trump drank alcohol and then immediately disliked it, like, just say, no, I'm not going to drink alcohol. Even if Trump's just mad because he got mogged. True!
Friendship, relationship, 1784 is when our first American ship came here. Mutual respect, all the things Bill Hemmer is saying are certainly true.
Wait, why the fuck are we talking about 1784? We did it, Joe. True.
Congratulate Bill Hemmer on his profile. He's been doing profiles all around Beijing on the Great Wall and showing pictures of himself 20 or 30 years ago. That's all reality. We can celebrate it. It's good news. But from the point of view of a China expert who's seen these things for 30 years now or more, some really bad news is coming out.
Yeah, Xi and Trump suck, but Xi Jinping isn't like a decrepit old man. Xi Jinping has like a brain. Granted, they both want to murder minority groups, so.
First of all, the warning about Taiwan. That never happens. This is the first time.
God, the warning about Taiwan. Xi Jinping warned Trump about Taiwan. Are you fucking serious, man? That's so fucking funny to me. Because, dude, no American president has ever backed down on Taiwan. This is the first American president being threatened by China over Taiwan.
I've ever heard a Chinese...
He knows that Trump is weak as fuck.
Leader and...
Also, am I too loud? I realized yesterday in the clips I was a little loud. So let me know if my mic's too loud. I had to readjust everything with my new setup.
Foreign Ministry issues such a severe warning on Taiwan that it is...
Granted, I did move my mic. Yesterday, I had my mic right here when I was talking.
It's very vague. If it's not handled carefully, then there will be conflict. That's not usually put into the, happy talk at a banquet. Mm-hmm. The American side is totally silent on that issue, on the issue of Taiwan.
Yeah, because they don't give a fuck. I feel bad for Taiwan, man. They are so fucking beyond cooked right now. Trump is wanting to sell out Taiwan to China so badly. And Trump went with a bunch of billionaires begging China for an exception on their rules. That's all it was. Trump being like, shocking, it's very easy to manipulate a dementia-ridden man. Yeah, and Trump probably feels like a little bitch right now.
The other thing that Chinese did is they used a term that's just almost kind of nasty. It's hard to translate. It's called gao huai in Mandarin. Gao huai. Gao means to screw. Huai means bad. I noticed the translation was by the Chinese side, when they put it into English, it was don't mess it up. We must not mess it up. Well, that's not quite as strong as what it sounds like in Mandarin. Mm-hmm. So yes, everything's wonderful, big success. Steve Daines did a lot to make this all happen, working with...
They were begging for exceptions in the tariffs, man. They were begging. Why is my fucking computer so quiet today? Oh, that's why.
As ambassador, and Susie Wiles had a role too. So that's all wonderful. But the other thing that wasn't brought up at all, the reason we're here really, is the Chinese agreed reluctantly to a 1-year moratorium on their export license system to block ring magnets from going to America. That hasn't been mentioned. The time run.
But NVIDIA is going to get away with a lot of really cheap materials to make their cards.
runs out. The moratorium runs out very soon.
Nvidia's valued at like 5.5 trillion right now, the highest a company's ever been valued. Thank you, AI.
We can be back to a problem where our factories cannot make turbine engines, cars, even the windshield wiper motor in your car requires a little ring magnet. No progress, no mention of it. So we have a lot more to hear, I think, tomorrow.
Right. What do you mean by no mention, Michael?
Happening behind the scenes.
We can't possibly know what they discussed. I mean, it could have been discussed there. You expected to hear that in the speech?
I didn't expect the Chinese to give such a serious warning.
Yeah, dude, fucking completely mogged. Completely fucking mogged. Even Fox knows it, man.
Special report guy and anchor and executive editor where...
Shouldn't they just make more RAM? Wouldn't that end the shortage? There is a limited quantity of materials in the world, Dan.
He calls that place home every day, 6 o'clock Eastern time, but he's a long way from Eastern time. Brett, your takeaway so far as it relates to the Iran war, because right now the headlines, even in the Arab news, are Iran is that Trump and Xi, Hormuz must stay open and Iran must not have a nuclear weapon. They agree on those two things.
But China is not going to come to the aid of the U.S. Why the fuck would they? That would be such a political loss for them. Is that why we can't feed the homeless? No, we can't feed the homeless because billionaires hate people. We could easily feed the homeless.
Yeah, Brian, good morning, your time.
Making more RAM wouldn't fix the problem. We need to just remove the AI data centers from existence.
I think
snap them away
that
like
is the message from the White House, is that President Xi put
what's
out
his name,
and
Thanos.
agreed that Iran can't have a nuclear weapon, that the Strait of Hormuz has to be open. That's the message that came out from the White House. We don't have specifics yet of a readout of the specifics on the bilat. Hope to get more on that, the conversation. From the Chinese perspective, what they put out to their state-run agency was what Mark just referenced, and that is that Taiwan is the biggest issue for them.
God, dude, I can't believe he was mocked so fucking hard, man. He looked like such a pussy. He looked like such a pussy. Donald Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping are set to meet on Friday to wrap up a 2-day state visit featuring pomp and business deals. Also, stark warning from Xi that mishandling Taiwan issue could push the U.S.-Chinese relations to a very dangerous place. Trump was on the first visit of U.S. President to China, or by a U.S. president to China, America's main strategic and economic rival since 2017 during his first term, and has been hoping for tangible results to improve his dented approval ratings ahead of crucial midterm elections. This isn't going to save them. You guys look like a bunch of pussies. The summit has been aimed at maintaining a fragile trade truce struck when leaders last met in October. Trump suspended triple-digit tariffs on Chinese goods and Xi backed away from choking global supplies of vital rare earth elements. I'd say saying Trump was mogged just feels like holy shit, Callie, I cannot read this message. I'd say saying Trump was mogged feels like you're a lot more on Xi Jinping's side than you really are. Like, it sounds like you support him and his policies. No, I don't at all. I hate China. Good call out. I hate China. But Trump getting mogged by Xi is just so funny. It's so funny, man. Because Trump loves to be the strong man in the room. Marco Rubio, U.S. policy on the issue of Taiwan is unchanged as of today. Trump, who revels in grand occasions appeared in his element to public spectacle. He did not respond to a reporter's shouted question whether the leaders have discussed Taiwan. When he posted Xi's photos at the Temple of Haven, UNESCO World Heritage Site. There are many who say this is the biggest summit ever. He said it earlier, Beijing is a great hall of the people. After a ceremony that featured an honor guard and throngs of children wearing flowers and flags at a lavish state banquet, Xi called China-U.S. relationship most important in the world and added, "We must make it work and never mess it up." Man, dude. Holy shit. NVIDIA China deal. Yeah, U.S. clears H200 chip sales to 10 Chinese firms. This is giant for fucking NVIDIA. They brought a bunch of billionaires, by the way, to China and begged for relief basically. Before U.S. exports curbs tightened, NVIDIA commanded about 95% of China's advanced chip market. China once accounted for 13% of its revenue, and Huang was previously estimated the country's AI market alone would be worth $50 billion this year. This is before the NVIDIA or the choking it off. A handful of distributors, including Lenovo and Foxconn, have also been improved. They say buyers are permitted to purchase either directly through from NVIDIA or through those intermediaries, and each approved customer can purchase up to 75,000 chips under U.S. licensing terms. Yeah, man, they really fucked over the U.S. Selling out the U.S. to China, man. That's all it is. Shift in China was partly triggered by China's U.S. side, and Beijing pressure is mounting to block or tightly vet the orders. Separate fourth source said. Chinese Secretary Howard Lutnick, or Commerce Secretary, buy the chips because they're trying to keep their investment focused on their own domestic industry. Yeah, why would they? China doesn't. Why the fuck did I tweak out? China doesn't want to buy the chips, but they're going to, and then they're gonna fucking completely undersweep every single American investment in their own chip conditions or chip industry. Path to completed sale has been obstructed by a tangle of requirements on both sides. U.S. rules issued in January require Chinese buyers to demonstrate they have installed sufficient security procedures and will not use the chip for military purposes. Trump negotiated an arrangement under which U.S. received 25% of the U.S. 25% of the revenue from the chip sales. Wow, that's fucking crazy, man. Scrutiny in China has also intensified after the State Council issued two recent supply chain security regulations, prompting a government-wide effort to identify and eliminate potential foreign dependencies in crucial technology infrastructure. The continued delay has been welcomed by China hardliners in Washington, who dismissed Trump admin's claims that such sales would deter Chinese rivals from closing the gap with U.S. chip designers. Any deal that allows NVIDIA to sell more chips to China means fewer NVIDIA chips for U.S. firms and smaller U.S. lead in AI over China. Yep, I mean, they're not wrong. We just love selling out our country. Republicans love selling out our country and our allies. There's no way something big doesn't happen with Taiwan here soon. Taiwan, I'm sorry, but I doubt there's anything that is going to happen in the sense of good. Granted, I don't know if if the U.S. is ever going to change their their stance on it, but it really does make me nervous. It makes me very nervous for